We now continue our coverage on the latest Farm Bill proposal. The ag sector is currently reviewing the House Ag Committee's 800-page draft, which contains a number of updated provisions. Roger McEowen with the Washburn School of Law joins us now to review some of the key highlights. So thank you for joining us this morning, Roger. Let's break this down a bit. I think one of the most interesting things was we saw a significant shift in the House draft, the formal marriage of the SNAP program and the administration's MAHA agenda. So can you expand on that?
Well, yeah, good to be with you, Eliza. It does build on waivers already granted to 12 states and what it does is formalize restrictions on using SNAP benefits for what they call unhealthy items like pop or soda, depending on where you're at in the country, and highly processed snacks. And it also reinforces the expanded work requirements that were passed in the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, requiring able-bodied adults up to age 64 to engage in 80 hours of work a month or training or volunteer to maintain benefits. So those are those two restrictions that are in there, which frankly, I think most people would find those pretty reasonable.
Reasonable, I think, is the word. I think a lot of people would agree, like you said. And the draft also takes a direct shot at California's Prop 12. So kind of tell me, what does this provision entail?
Well, Proposition 12 mandates that specific living conditions for livestock, if their meat is going to be sold within the state. So what you have is California a number of years ago enacting a law that said, if you want to sell, I'll pick on poultry, but it applies. I'll pick on pork, but it applies broader than just pork. If you want to sell pork in the state of California, then you have to raise it in your state according to what California views to be acceptable standards. And basically, it's California telling Iowa how they're supposed to raise hogs. And the House bill includes language stating that states cannot do this. Now, this is an issue that went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, and this survived in the U.S. Supreme Court. Proposition 12 did. And so it's telling the states, you can't do this. You can't require production standards for products that are produced outside your borders. Basically, this is a battle over the Commerce Clause of the Constitution, specifically whether one state can dictate how a farmer not located in California raises pigs.
And obviously, I know a lot of our pork ag groups are really happy to see this addressed as well. And also addressed, in a lot of conversations between lawmakers, foreign farmland and national security comes up quite a bit. So how is this addressed in this?
Yeah, that's right. The bill increases reporting requirements for foreign entities that buy U.S. agricultural land, and it adds the Secretary of Agriculture as a permanent member of the Committee on Foreign Investment in the United States.
Definitely. And finally, as well, specialty crop growers are kind of mentioned as well. So what does that entail with the proposal?
Yeah, this one-time payment. We think of this as the bridge payment. This is capped at $1 billion nationally, designed to help growers of everything from almonds to zucchini who were left out of previous row crop heavy programs. So this is, we're familiar with the $11 billion that went to conventional crop farmers, and now we get the $1 billion that are going to go to the specialty crop farmers.
So obviously a lot addressed, but we also know it's a draft, so nothing set in stone quite yet. So as we wrap up, Roger, tell me kind of what are the next steps in this process?
Well, the House Ag Committee is going to begin its markup next Monday on February 23rd, and the proceedings are expected to last in marathon sessions. I think this is going to be a vote-a-rama all the way up to the president's address on Tuesday night. And I think I'm one that doesn't expect the 802-page draft to become law in its current form, but it's released as a critical starting gun, and it's going to bring the Senate to the starting line.
Definitely a great start, for sure. So, Roger, thank you so much for coming on this morning to break it all down for us. Roger McEowen with the Washburn School of Law.